This is Sika.
Shreya.
Flynn.
Kellic.
Oma.
Thessaly.
And I'm your DM, Ethan. Welcome to Venture Forth. Previously, with word from Olma and Thessaly that a possible Mind Flayer nest infestation had infiltrated Saddlemount, you all had traveled south to a lighthouse. Once investigating a underground laboratory there, had found that some experiments were going on. Paperwork and notes were taken, and you all continued traveling south to the peninsula of Saddlemount, where Olma had instructed you all that this nest could be located. You all traveled down this steep staircase on the side of this cliff face, everyone making it to the bottom, only to be greeted by a cave. Fog pouring out. Flynn had cast a spell, creating some wind, clearing all the fog, and as you all take your first steps into the cave, the fog in front of you parting ways with Flynn's spell, what would you all like to do?
I would like to... So we're in the wind, the warding wind right now?
Basically, I believe it's a 10-foot radius, so everyone's kind of standing around, because no one wants to be in the fog, so it's kind of whirling around us, and it's just so loud. It's just, you can't hear anyone. Like, you're screaming, yelling, and it's just silent.
So does that mean like it negates, like if I cast a spell that has a verbal component, would it negate that component?
It would not, because that is still being vocalized, although it's not audible to other creatures. It is still being vocalized.
Got it. Okay, so I would like to take a moment and cast a spell.
Okay, what are you casting?
I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself, and I'm going to use my new spell that I just learned, and I am going to grab my holy symbol that is tucked back into my shirt, and I am going to say, which nobody will hear, but I will still say, Shalom Hashbek, and the purple energy will form on my hands, and I will run my right hand from my left shoulder down across my chest, and my left hand from my right shoulder down across my chest, and this plasma-like energy will form across my body and almost harden like a glass, like a crystalline glass, and then almost evaporate like it's gone. But there we go.
All right. Is anyone doing anything else as you're going into the cave?
As I look over to Seeker and see this charge up happen, my eyes go wide.
Well, probably need all the help we can get. Gather round, everyone.
As my staff...
No one can hear you. No one can hear you.
No one can hear...
But we are all gathered anyway. We're within 10 feet.
We'll see...
because we're not...
We can't hear this.
You can't hear
because of
the wind is so loud.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. So instead, I look around at the group. I didn't realize the wind was so loud. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah,
okay.
We're
deafened. Looking at Brian
everyone
confused because he's just
deafened.
So
talking.
I start trying to speak into the wind.
Can't hear you!
See, this is going nowhere. So I lift my staff and I flash it around. I start twirling it through my fingers as this welcoming magenta light emerges from the eyes of the crystal fey face in the middle of it. And as I raise it down, there's like a welcoming beacon coming from the middle of it as I, at the same time, hold one hand up and beckon people to like come in to the center of where I'm standing.
I'll go in.
I'll go towards him.
Same.
Yeah, when I'm done, I'll sure.
And one by one, I would like to have everyone, I motion for them to put their ear to where the mouth of the Fae is in the middle of the staff. Is everyone willing?
Yeah.
with some discomfort.
Yeah.
I'm not uncomfortable at all. I'm gonna like pet the little Fae face.
And one by one, as your ear gets closer to the mouth, you just hear this word, shelter. And when that word springs forth into your ear, each of you are buffed with resistance. Is that resistance cantrip?
Okay. Very nice.
So basically, that just means any saving throw, and I do it to myself as well, that any of us takes within the next minute, we get to add a d4 to.
Sweet.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Is anyone casting anything else? Kellic?
Standing nobis. I will use the light cantrip on the center of my palm, the embedded symbol of Famir, to cast light. Okay. So we have light going forward.
Okay. What is the range of that light?
There's 20 feet of bright light, 20 feet of dim light.
Okay, so as you cast that, you look out to the fog around you, and you see that the light extends to the 10-foot barrier of Flynn's warding wind, and then beyond that, it is halved. So only 5 more feet of bright light.
Oh.
And then what was the dim light?
20 total.
20, so then 10 feet of
Okay.
dim light beyond that. So currently, you can just barely see about 15 feet outside of this warding wind.
Okay. I'm holding it forward, like just with my palm straight out, like just a beam of light.
Okay.
When he holds his hand out, does it look different from what we've seen before? I don't know if we've ever had a chance to look, but we've been running around.
As he is shining it, whereas his light before has almost been this this warm orange, now it's almost this searing yellow and bright light. Just looks not necessarily more powerful, but
Different.
a little bit more almost concentrated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll clock that.
I'll reach into my pocket and I'll pull out the map I have of the cave
Okay.
and I'll hold it. And I will bring my hand under my face, make little tentacles that I wiggle my fingers, and then I point on the map to where the like blood drawing of the skull is, because there's a drawing of a creepy tentacle skull in blood on the map. And I just like point in the left-hand side because that's the way to get there.
With eyes wide, I kind of catch Alma's gaze and just kind of nod, and I will look to everyone else and in the attempts to start walking in that direction. If anyone else wants to cast anything, I can wait, but you have to stay near me to stay within the wind.
I will just, nod affirmatively.
I'll look for nods, and if everyone's affirming, I'll start moving towards the direction that Alma has pinpointed on the map.
Okay. As you all are moving forward, can I just get a quick marching order?
I'll probably be in the center, and have people around me. So I don't know if we're walking in a straight line necessarily, unless we have to. What's the diameters of the?
Yeah, what's our pathway?
Looking at looking at what's in front of you, you're probably going to be able to squeeze through with probably just one person at a time. Is probably going to be single file right now.
I'll go in the front since I've been here before.
I'll go right behind Alma. I know you've said this, but his light, like the light is dimmed. I can't really tell that, but like, how dark is the rest of the cavern? Is there any light at all?
No light.
No light.
No light whatsoever.
If y'all will allow, I'll go behind Alma because I have 300 feet of dark vision.
Does it
help at all? What do I see?
It is not dark vision. It is a wall of fog.
Yeah.
So it's not that it is necessarily dark.
Can't see.
It's just it's this dense fog that you can't see.
I'm gonna light a torch unless anyone tells me not to.
I mean, we have the light going already, so
Yeah.
I mean, torch would be fine.
So I'm gonna pull a torch from my pack and light it up.
Okay. And with that, the light extends out that you can see an additional 10 feet of bright light, an additional 5 feet of bright light, and additional 10 feet of dim light. So now you all can see 10 feet perfectly, and then beyond that, about 20 feet in this dim haze. Just enough to see sort of where the tunnels turn and where some walls are. So we've got Alma in the front,
I would prefer to take up the rear
Okay.
to be the last one.
Who's after Olma?
Seeker.
Seeker. Okay. After Seeker?
I will. Kellic. Well, I'll go.
Flynn might have to be.
Yeah, and then I can go maybe after
Yeah.
Kellic. I just want to be in the center so everyone's inside the warding.
Okay.
rooms.
Yeah.
How is it 10 feet
It's 10
diameter?
feet radius.
So you need to be a little bit closer.
So
you need
yeah, switch me.
So-
and Flynn.
well,
I have a question. If it seems like we're gonna, does it seem like it's gonna have problems keeping everyone close enough to the wind? Would I be able to potentially?
Everyone would sort of have to go single file, but you would all sort of be able to squeeze together just enough to stay within the warding wind.
Okay.
Okay.
Wherever Flynn is in the
Okay, then I'll be behind Kellic then.
Okay, and then Shreya,
I'll be after that.
and then Thessaly.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. So you all move forward, and Olma, recognizing this path once more, you are able to squeeze through this initial bit of rock as the walls sort of come in near you, and for probably Shreya and Thessaly are the only two that your shoulders are sort of scraping up against the sides of the rock as you move through, but you continue on.
does the terrain look the same as when I entered here last time?
It looks more similar to when you exited last time.
Okay.
When you entered last time, it was the tunnels moving forward when you entered were much smaller, it seems.
Right. Okay, but it's the same. Like I can still
Same
see. Okay,
pathways,
it's the same
yes.
pathways. Okay.
Yes.
As we walk through the walls, I just make a conscious effort to my shoulders and my wings. I try to tuck back a little bit because it's uncomfortable. Yes.
All right. So you get to the end of this turn, and ahead of you, Olma, once again, you see a split in front of you. One to your right that is much more open and will be easier to navigate, and then one directly in front of you that looks like it would be a much tighter squeeze and might take the larger members of your group some time to get through.
Oh, if I look down at the map, which one looks like the way I went the first time?
You actually went through most of this. So the one directly ahead of you was where you met with Xavier. And you know that cavern is in front of you.
Right.
But then originally when you came through here,
I went to the right.
you
the
went
far
to your
right.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's sort of in the direction where you found the first body.
Right, and that was the direction of okay, because there's left, middle, and right.
Yes. As you round this corner, yeah, there is
I remember
a bit of
that
a
there's
split.
been
Yes.
okay. So I know that taking the right one led me to the dead body. Taking the left one led me to the farthest end up to there, and then the middle one actually led me to the campsite.
That is correct. Yes.
So we didn't talk about this before coming in here, whether we were just coming out to clear the mind flayers or whether we wanted to like see what was going on here.
I remember there's a door.
Well-
There was a door to get to that isn't foggy. I remember that's the last
Did we
thing.
talk about like just so I remember where the box was to clear the fog, and I think that clearing the fog would be the most important first step because then
Okay.
we'd be able to explore better. So let's take the one on the left.
Okay. The one on the left. Okay.
All in all,
Putting a child at the front of the line.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
Not any child.
Um,
my.
Oh my!
Well,
Olma.
because I remember the left being the one that you just take the farthest one and keep it going straight. That one's the one that doesn't have any like offshoots
Yes.
to it. You just keep going.
Okay. You all get to this much smaller entrance here. Olma,
Sorry.
you're able to sort of sidestep and get your way through it. Next up, Seeker. I am going to have you make a dexterity saving throw as you are squeezing yourself through. The rocks here are are a little jagged, so if you move the wrong way, you might get scraped.
Remember to add a D4 to that.
Are we still in the first minute? Are we still?
Oh yeah, would it have been would I have needed to cast that
no,
again?
It would have been. It would
Or-
have only been a couple seconds since
okay.
you entered the cavern.
Great.
Yeah, it's right here.
So that's a 12, and then I can add a D4.
Yes.
So 15.
15. Okay, you are just able to slide through. At a certain point, you're halfway through, and you feel your shoulder just begin to scrape up against a rock. But you're able to recognize it in time, dip your shoulder down, and sort of move that that section up sort of near where your neck is, and you're able to just get out of the way.
Let out an inaudible sigh.
You get through. Kellic, dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Still with the D4?
With the D4.
Let's go, guys.
Everyone will get that on this check.
Dexterity save. Okay. That is a 12.
That is a 12. Okay. Kellic. You did not see Seeker dip his shoulder down around that sharp bit of the rock. And as you move through, you're just sort of concentrating on your footwork, and you don't realize that this bit of rock juts out and scrapes you along the shoulder, and that is going to deal 4 points of slashing damage.
Agony.
As you're just able to scrape your shoulder through and make it to the other side. Flynn, you are able to make it through, no worries.
Hey.
So we're getting through. So the rocks are already trying to kill us.
That would be correct.
Seeing my my friends pushing through this and struggling, would I be able to take note of this and maybe help the others behind me, passing through it myself and like kind of like clock something and maybe hold my hand up and touch maybe the sharp rock that I saw Kellic cut his shoulder on and
Sure.
warn Shreya and Thessaly behind me?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. As you are sort of sliding through, you're able to reach your hand up and touch it. And in front of you, Shreya, you are able to see that. So I'm going to have you make a dexterity saving throw at advantage.
Yeah. Yes. As I'm just like touching the rock and while I'm touching the rock, what does this look like? What does the cave look like that we're pushing through?
It is this black rock that you can really only tell where it starts and ends by this almost sheen-like finish on all of the rocks.
From the lights that we have and stuff.
From the lights that you have.
Creepy.
Yeah, they almost look like almost glass, but not transparent.
Okay. And I'm just tapping this and hopefully
Very smooth.
helping Shreya notice it and get through safely.
Right, what was that?
That is a 16 on
16,
the saving
okay.
throw.
Shreya, you are able to dip under that sharp rock, make it through.
Do I lose any feathers whatsoever?
None.
None.
Not a single one.
Yeah, that's great.
Nice.
Thessaly, I'm going to have you make a dexterity saving throw at advantage.
Okay.
Like yelling, but you can't hear me.
It's going to be a 23.
Hey.
Whoa.
Three. Nice. Okay, you are able to slip through, no worries at all, and make it into this next small chamber. You look ahead and it sort of winds ahead of you with a couple of small outcropping pockets here, but you're all able to just make it through. There is another bit ahead of you that does come to be a little bit smaller again, but it is no danger of you all injuring yourselves. You just have to take another minute or so in order to get through.
Before we go further, can I?
Yeah.
Do something? Yeah. So just in my head, real quick, I'm just going to just stop for a second, and I'm actually going to put my hand on Alma's shoulder and try and pause her for just a moment and just think to myself, or actually think to Eldra. Eldra, these tunnels are pretty deep. Please, just keep watch. We'll be back when we can. And that'll be that. And then doing that gave me an idea. I want to try to I want to rub the copper on my ear, and in my hand I just want to say, Alma, can you hear me? And
Well, you hear in your head Seeker's voice.
Hey, secrets.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I would do it again and say, okay, so if an emergency, I can talk to you. Perfect.
Can I talk to you?
Are you looking at me?
Yeah, I turned to you. I turned around when I heard your voice,
I'm
and
nodding.
I'm wide-eyed.
I'm nodding excitedly. Yeah, like yes. With thumbs up.
I give him thumbs up back.
Nice.
Hey!
Okay, as you all discover this,
Oh, you guys are happy?
No, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Someone roll me a d6.
Okay.
Somebody.
Go for it.
4.
A 4. Okay. You all begin to squeeze through this next bit of the cave. And Alma, You're able to squeeze through, and you see this larger chamber in front of you, the one where you had thought you conjured Xavier.
Thought.
Host did.
And Seeker, you're able to make it through. Kellic, you're able to make it through. Flynn, you're just making it through. As you squeeze, and you feel something drip onto your shoulder.
No.
And you feel a
No.
as it begins to burn into your shoulder.
They're here.
You take 3 points of acid damage. As you finish making your way through to get out of the way of this drip, as Shreya and Thessaly from behind look forward and see from the ceiling this semi-transparent white goop begins to drip from the ceiling and coagulate on the floor and form itself together.
If anybody is looking, you'll see me just like my eyes are wide, my mouth is wide open in a silent scream, and I like shake my hands and I start shaking and I like mime running, because that's how what I did the first time I came through here is I just ran. So I'm like ready for people to start running.
Okay, Shreya and Thessaly, what are your passive perceptions to see if you can actually see Olma doing this?
I'm 19.
19, okay.
15?
Okay, you both look through and see Olma doing this, see the urgency in her eyes. The goop is just beginning to form on the ground. What are you doing? You just have one reaction. What are you doing?
I'm going to like jump, grab my staff, and like try to form myself into the shape of an like long arrow or something to dive through the opening without trying to avoid the drip.
Okay,
if I may.
Make an acrobatics check.
All right, we'll see if I may. Let's see. Acrobatics. Do I get any help?
Hopefully.
Nope. That's a 12.
A 12. Okay. You dive through, and just as you're diving through, one of these bits of...
I'm going to use guidance as a reaction.
Okay.
Dude.
You now get a D4 to your roll.
Wow. Okay.
Does that happen with your hand lighting up again?
15.
As I turn to see him, as I observe this thing falling toward Shreya's form, my physicality just lurches toward him as though I'm pulling him from my hand toward me.
I wish everyone could see Shane sitting like a goblin right now. He's so stressed. He's sitting like a little goblin.
Shreya, you land on the other side completely unharmed. Thessaly, what are you doing?
I didn't think I'd have to use this early, but I kind of roll my eye. I'm like, ugh. And I'm going to cast Misty Step. Can I see around that corner in front of me?
Yes, you are easily able to see through into the other side where the rest of the group is.
So I'll pop right behind Shreya, and I will go ahead and reach my hand out and do that.
All right. Thessaly appears right next to Shreya. As you all look back and see at this point forming a fully formed gelatinous cube now occupying that space. It begins to move slowly towards you all.
I start running.
Yeah, we all saw her like do the motions. I'm booking it if we saw that.
Yeah.
Almost continuing to run.
Here, yep.
You start running. You turn the corner to your right. You continue running down. You see a split, one to your right, one straight ahead. Olma, where are you taking everybody?
I'm gonna look down at the map. What do I see?
You look down at the map. You see the stretch to your that is straight ahead was the one that you took with Xavier. That was the one that he got himself trapped in. The area to your right, you see opens up into a much larger cavern, but you know on the map it does not lead anywhere.
Okay, we're gonna have to keep going and stretch through and yeah, I'm gonna keep running.
Quick question, DM. How high is the ceiling in this? or how high was it in the area that briefly opened up from that hard passage?
Yeah. So the area that opened up was the ceiling opened up much larger to about maybe 16, 17 feet. But these smaller tunnels that you're going through dip down to probably 8 feet.
So let me test a limit here. So as I dove into that arrow form,
as you do.
as I did, seeing now that I know that the ceiling's a little bit higher, could I have, out from that arrow dive, have then taken flight and then it all depends on, as people were running, would I have been fast enough and agile enough to swoop through to each party member and pass my staff along each one of their ears so that the fey tip of my staff could whisper to them as we head through. I see we have about 40, 50 feet. Yeah. So would I have had time to have, to pass by each person?
Sure. I'm going to say yes.
Awesome, because we really... I would love to keep continuing to give you all that resistance.
I would love to continue to receive it.
Yes.
All right. With that, you all continue running, and as you are passing to the tunnel straight ahead, you see once again, it is going to be a tight squeeze. Olma, at this point, you had to previously, you sort of felt yourself having to squeeze through this area. Now you're able to make your way through pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
The larger members of your party, though, not so much.
And I know it's a long one.
Yeah.
Like, I remember that.
Olma, you begin making your way through this stretch and into this little reprieve halfway through. Just a little area that opens up just ever so slightly enough for you to actually turn around.
Before I did that, could I have... Like, as Shreya was flying and he hits me last, could I have turned to him and, and motioned for him to, put my hands in front of my face like a little mousey and tried to remind him and, tell him to get onto my pocket like a little mousey?
Oh, sure.
Oh. So seeing...
So I, open up my pocket so that he could, which we've done before, and try and be like...
So I don't need to roll any sort of check because we've done this before.
That is correct.
I've seen the signal for that. So on seeing that, as I loop around and sweep in and graze that the fey faces and shelter in the ear, that buff. I know it's a little creepy, right? So and then
Are we sure it's the gas that causes the fear?
What? I see the hand signal, and all of a sudden, kind of similar to the arrow shape I was taking in the dive, I tuck my wing and corkscrew, and as I'm corkscrewing, this shard these shard-like crystals expand out into this almost if you ever seen the element or the rock or mineral mica, it just gets really papery and silvery. All of a sudden, that's kind of what occupies the air as my form shifts, and out of the corkscrew emerges this tiny little mouse that then, in the corkscrew, falls onto the floor of the camera. Oh yeah, you want to try to catch me?
Carry it.
Making acrobatics check.
Okay.
Point of interest with the wind, are we in the eye of the storm?
You're probably around it because I'm the eye of the storm.
Right.
The center of it just is set on me and it moves with me.
I hope that would have made it easier for me to fly.
15, Olma, you're able to just reach down, catch him before he hits the ground, put him in your pocket, continue running, and make your way through this little tunnel. Olma, you make it to the halfway point where you're able to actually get your way through, turn around, and see the rest of the party. I'm going to have someone else roll a d6 for me.
Oh, no.
Russ is on it.
Russ.
3.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait,
halfway.
Is that good?
Seeker.
Wait.
Oh, that's
Up or down? What's it gonna be?
Seeker, you begin making your way through.
Yep.
And it is a tight squeeze once again. Your movement is reduced by a lot. You're just able to barely sidestep your way through.
I am too tall for this.
As you are making your way through. Seeker,
That mind.
as you get halfway through, and the rocks begin to close in around your chest, I am going to have you make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I don't
With
like
resistance.
that. I don't like
With
that.
resistance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
good.
Pretty
That
clean.
is gonna be a 18.
Plus a D4.
Do I have to use it? Is it my next roll or is it my choice?
It just lasts for a minute. It could be
It's
that you can use
everyone.
it or not use it.
Use it.
Yeah, up to you.
You know what? Why not?
There you go.
19.
Okay, you are able to make it through. You get to this small cavern by Olma, and you make it through.
Woo!
Kellic, you begin making your way through. I'm going to have you make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. How far does this go? 9.
9. As you're making your way through, you're shimmying, sidestepping, and a piece of your robe gets caught on a bit of rock. You were making decent progress up until this point, but the immediate stop, you look back and you feel your heart begin to move. And you feel your heart begin to beat faster and faster as the walls around you
I got this.
seem to be getting closer and closer. You feel yourself start to panic.
It's alright. I can do this.
Do we see
Oh.
this?
You do
Can
not.
we? Okay.
No, you're in the
Sorry.
very back. You are not
Oh,
able
yeah,
to.
we have. It's like a okay.
Kellic, you feel yourself almost beginning to get claustrophobic and almost slipping into a panic attack as these walls close in around you, and you, for the briefest moment, feel that you are not going to escape this tunnel as you feel some sort of acid eating away at your shoulder as you look up.
That's not good.
This gelatinous cube begins to drip from the ceiling once more.
That's bad.
I'm gonna shake Seeker, who's behind me, and point to my head and ears, and point to the thing saying, "Where is there?" Like to imply, like, "Where is everyone? It's taking so long."
Okay. I will turn around and what do I see?
You turn around and you see Kellic there, pretty much stunned in place. After a moment, you see him begin to sort of move his arms around, and in this panic, Kellic is beginning to hyperventilate. What is Kellic doing?
Somebody help me!
I will touch my ear and say, Gillick, what is that? Are you okay?
Come again. Hey, is there a roll?
Run over. I'll run over and try and grab him and try and pull him through.
Okay. Make an athletics check, Seeker.
Okay.
Can I assist?
You are not able to assist him at this point.
Oh no.
That's gonna be a 21.
Hey.
Oh.
A 21. Kellic, you begin freaking out, and you feel your vision begin to close in as you begin panicking. You move your arms and your hands around, trying to get some sort of feel of how you are going to escape, when all of a sudden you feel a massive tug on your robes as you are yanked to the ground and pulled through to this smaller cavern on the other side. Flynn, you look through as Kellic was just yanked to the other side, and you see more of a gelatinous cube begin to drip from the ceiling, forming into a gelatinous cube in the center. You have but a moment with Shreya and Thessaly. What are you going to do?
Shreya's in the pocket.
I'm sorry, Shreya is in the pocket.
Indeed.
nice.
You have but a single moment with Thessaly on the other side. You are going to be able to make it through fairly easily. What are you doing?
Oh no.
Is he trying to split us?
Trying to get rid of the one with the most HP.
Hey, a rare moment of honesty.
Does it look like once I get through, Thessaly's going to be locked away from? Like, do I get that? Do I think that? Like, it looks like this is going
The
to block the
gelatinous
passage?
cube is going to be dripping down from the ceiling. Thessaly's probably going to have trouble getting through this.
But she might be able to. Does it seem?
Yes, she would be able to fit through, but it's going to take her a while, and this gelatinous cube is dripping from the ceiling. What
I'm
are you
gonna
doing?
try and go as fast as I can and push through it. I'm just gonna push through it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna try and get around it.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw
Okay.
with the resistance.
Okay. Better. You said what is it? Acrobatics?
Dexterity saving throw.
Dex save. 17.
A 17. Okay. You are just able to sidestep around and sort of hop over this little puddle of gelatinous cube that's formed on the ground. Thessaly, you see Flynn run through. What are you doing?
I'm running at full speed.
Okay. You run at full speed about 2 feet into this thing before your momentum is completely stopped.
Crap.
Cool.
You're going to have to take some time to shimmy your way through this. Are you just making your way through?
I am, because, I'm
Okay.
cursing myself for using that spell earlier. Yeah.
Okay.
Would I be able to turn back and hold my hand out to try and give her some help and pull her?
You might
over?
risk getting yourself seared by this gelatinous
That's
cube
fine.
that's forming.
That's
Okay.
fine.
How much of it's visible right now? Like after pulling Kalik through, seeing Flynn
It's a
Work
decent
through.
amount that's on the floor. It's enough to target something with a spell.
Okay.
Okay. Flynn runs back, reaches out for Thessaly. Thessaly, I'm going to have you make a dexterity saving throw. Flynn, I'm going to have you make an athletics check for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Like holding my hand out. Come on.
While
I
they're,
reach.
go ahead.
I reach for his hand.
Okay.
While they're doing this, I'm going to be getting the rope ready, thinking it's probably in our best interest to rope up.
It's a 19.
A 19, okay.
4.
A 4, okay. Flynn, as you reach back, you are just not able to really reach your arm far enough into this small bit to pull Thessaly through.
Oh.
You take 3 points of acid damage.
Come on!
As Thessaly, you place your arms on this rock and just through sheer force push yourself through the rest of this cavern, making your way into this secondary bit. As you all look back and you see another gelatinous gelatinous cube forming in that hallway. It begins to move towards you very slowly.
I want to real quick just touch my ear again and just Kalik, are you okay?
Hi. Maybe we should employ a rope of some kind. And I look over to where Alma's preparing such a thing.
Okay. Okay. Oma's getting the rope ready. Is everyone going to be tying themselves to the rope?
I'm not going to tie myself. I'm just going to hand it to everyone to hold on to.
To hold on to. Okay.
Sure, yeah, that's
Gotcha.
fine. That's quicker because
Cool.
we don't have time because
We
this,
don't have time.
Yeah.
this thing's
Okay.
moving
Yeah.
towards us, right?
It is moving
Yeah,
towards
I
you.
just
It
grab
moves.
the rope and
Just
It's
slowly
more. I'm
as
more
you
using it
all
as a way of pulling if
people.
we have
Yeah,
to
okay.
Yeah.
As everyone grabs the rope, the gelatinous cube moves another 5 feet towards you all. And you see another small bit in front of you. Oma, you're able to squeeze through once more.
with Straya in my pocket.
With Shreya in your pocket. Thank you again for the reminder. Next up, Seeker.
Yep.
You begin to move through. I'm going to have you make a dexterity saving throw. Not for sharp rocks, not for anything dripping from the ceiling, but to see how fast you can get through as the rest of your party is trapped in this small cavern.
Is there
with a
any advantage
slowly
having
moving-
me pulling the rope? I am pulling the rope to make sure that everyone, to give some kind of momentum.
Yes, I will have you roll that at advantage.
Yay!
Yay! Ropes.
This will just determine your speed
Always
against
pack a rope, friends.
the movement of the gelatinous cube.
Yay!
Nice.
The rope of friendship.
That's at
comes
1/8,
to
right? Yay! +7. That's 25.
25. Seeker, you are just able to sort of in very small movements, move your hands hand over hand to pull yourself with the rope along with what Olma is pulling. You're able to just move through.
I'm very lithe.
Flynn. Actually, I'm sorry, Kellic would be next. Kellic, I'm going to have you make a dexterity saving throw at advantage as
And I
the
will turn
gelatinous cube
and I will
moves
somewhat
another 5 feet.
brace against the rope and kind of try and pull.
Okay.
Provides.
Oh,
That advantage, guys.
yeah. Yeah, because I'm rolling not so good. 21.
21. Kellic, you're able to do the exact same thing. Just very, very slowly, hand over hand, but you are helping as Olma and Seeker are pulling you through.
I got this.
The gelatinous cube moves another 5 feet. Flynn, Thessaly, you see it closing in on this room. Flynn, you're just running through?
I'll let Thessaly go first.
Okay. Thessaly, dexterity saving throw at advantage.
As you just see me kind of waving, like mouthing stuff, but you can't make out what I'm saying. I'm just waving you through.
I hesitate for a microsecond and then I just go through.
Okay. Flynn, as you see Thessaly moving through, the gelatinous cube inches closer towards you.
That's an 18.
An 18. Thessaly, once again, powering your way through. Flynn, as the gelatinous cube takes up the last few feet of this little reprieve in here, you are able to squeeze yourself through as you make it to the rest of the group. Okay. The rest of you are in this larger cavern now. Oma, you look at the map. There's 2 ways to go. They link up to the same place. Which path are you taking?
I'm taking the one on the right.
The one on the right. Okay. This one is a little bit of a tight squeeze, but much more open than what you guys had just passed through. You're able to run through.
Good.
Make your way through
Nice.
into this larger chamber. Oma, you look to the ground where Xavier had melted.
Yeah.
You see nothing is there. As you all continue powering through this smaller tunnel once again, just able to fit through into this larger cavern. Where,
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Still same mist, still same occlusion to our visibility.
yes,
Yeah.
but Flynn's warding wind is keeping the fog completely away.
All right.
You all make it into this larger cavern. Oma, you see the pillar there, as well as a deceased orc there on the ground with their arm reaching towards the pillar, just as you had seen before. Oma, what are you doing?
What's on the pillar? Is there another box?
There's another device on the pillar.
You see just me screaming and stamping my feet. And I'm going to run towards the pillar to close the aperture.
Okay. You close the aperture. The fog stops coming out.
It's the exact same device that we've seen and we
The exact same device.
identified. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Not the same device, but an identical device.
Yes.
How many devices do they have? And nobody can hear me, but I'm just screaming.
As you all look around, the fog begins to dissipate and clear away, almost vacating through the tunnels around you. And as it does, you look around and it seems as though Oma's torch and Kellick's light is no longer needed as these bioluminescent plants begin to glow all around. And it seems as though they were sort of hidden away as the flowers sort of tuck themselves into its foliage. Now the petals start emerging once more. You see a series of what looks like cactuses up in the far right corner begin to bloom and blossom once more, sort of inflating themselves as the fog dissipates.
Cool. I will look to Flynn and touch my ear and or the copper wire on my ear and just say, I think we can kill the wind, maybe.
I'll look towards Olma. What is she doing?
I'm petting Shreya's little mouse head.
Yes.
I'm enjoying
you
this.
are.
And I'll look around and there's no fog.
There is no fog.
Okay. I'll just kind of like, you see me kind of like shake my hand and rub it a little bit, like shake it out, and you see the sigil kind of glowing starts to fade and diminish, and as it does, the wind slowly disperses. Yeah, you're right. Olma, where do we go from here?
Oh, there's a door right here, and I'll point to the door.
You see a massive carving within the stone of what looks to be a massive illithid head carved into the stone. You see a very small crease go through the stone. But you don't see any hinges, you don't see any doorknobs.
I guess X marks the spot.
Right, but it doesn't look like we can... Oh, are you sure that you know where you're going? How do we open this?
Oh, I mean, this is as far as I went. See those cactuses? That's the Cower Cactus Thorn, so this is as far as I went. Why would I go any further?
Right, that makes sense. I'll turn around. Do I see any of those jelly things, gelatinous things inching
at the
towards
moment.
us?
No.
We have to be... There's those things. What were they?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're part of the cave or if they're part of the nightmare juice. I don't really know.
Kind of
And
look
I'll
like.
touch my shoulder. They hurt.
Yeah, they hurt a lot.
We got to figure this out. And I'll go up to the door and I'll look at it and I'll like take a look and see if I can find a handle or a way to pull it open.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me.
Can I go with him? And
Oh yeah, and you can make an investigation check as well.
I got a 7.
I got an 11.
An 11. Okay. You cannot find any mechanisms to this door. It looks like regular stone, though. It doesn't look like there's anything secret from what you've seen in the past. Doesn't look like there's any magical component to this door. It just looks like you guys are unable to find any mechanism to the door.
I'm gonna take the box and keep it with the other one.
This is not what I expected, to be honest.
Wait, do I have the box? Did I put it in my bag? I think
No,
I put
I
it in my...
kept it.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Shit.
cool.
You identified it.
That's right.
You
That's
didn't
right.
keep it.
Ulma, is there another way out, or are we going to have to go back from the acid thingies?
That's the only way I know, but I think they move around. So last time they were following me the whole time. There were 3 of them though, and then when I ran out, I just ran out. But I didn't see them anymore. They're kind of slow, so as long as you run, you're fine. You just have to run.
As you hear from around the corner,
no.
the corner that you had not taken into the room, you hear sloshing of a gelatinous cube making its way into the room.
Does anyone know how to kill these things?
And you hear another one
Okay, so I have an idea.
at the entrance that you had come into this room, both of them completely sealing off any exit.
I think I can do a thing. I've never tried it.
Well, do it. Yeah, I don't know how to open this door.
It might be really loud, but
Did I back up?
But are you going to do something destructive, Seeker?
no. I'm going to try to open the door.
All right.
Not in a destructive way, but I was told when I received this item that it would make a loud noise.
The gelatinous cubes are now 5 feet closer to you.
Go for it.
Okay, so I bend down and put my hand in the top of my haversack and pull out like a miniature door, like a little wooden door. And I tap on it with I'm holding it in my left hand, and I tap on it with my right hand. And I say really quietly, Palime. And almost like a sound wave, goes towards the door as I cast knock. And any door that is locked or held closed by arcane or mundane locks becomes unlocked, unbarred, unstuck, and makes a sound that is audible from as far as 300 feet away.
Okay.
Let's just let everyone know we're coming.
You all feel these sound waves reverberate, and they're echoed off of the walls of this cave. As Seeker, you look in front of you, and you see the stone begin to move towards you.
As I'm
and
standing up,
split and open.
I'm standing up, and I'm like, oh, that was much louder than I thought. And
Yeah, but it worked.
push the.
Well done, Seeker.
Do I pull it or push it?
You would push it. It is opening
I'm
towards you.
pushing. Come on, let's go.
Okay, as you look back, the gelatinous cubes are moving another 5 feet closer to you all. You all make your way into this hallway. And you look down, and it appears to be a stone corridor that only goes for about 15 feet before opening up into a slightly larger room. Are you all heading into that room?
Yeah.
Yes.
It seems like it's the only way. Yeah.
Is it dark or is it like what?
With your torch and Kellick's light, it is visible. There's no fog in this room. There's nothing obstructing anything that you guys have got going on. So,
Are those things going to keep coming?
Should we close the door behind us?
Yeah, can we?
Now that we're on the other side of it, does there appear to be a mechanism controlling this door?
Pushed it in so we could push it at least.
as you look, it appears that there are these stone, like square pillars that are almost coming out of the walls. And as the door continues to open up, these pillars themselves come out of the wall. And they just look like stone sort of cubes that come out of the wall. And once the door finishes opening, you see these cubes stop in place.
So if I were to go over and push on one, can I push it?
As you go over and push on one, you push on one, and one of the doors in stone closes.
I'll go
so forcefully
to the other side.
Okay, and Seeker with the other one, the doors close behind you.
While they're doing this, I turn to them and I'm like, they can go between walls. Like, I don't really know if that's going to be helpful to stop them.
The mind flayers seem to think it's enough.
Okay.
And as both the doors close, you are now in this empty room.
Hey.
I am going to take Shreya out from my pocket and just kind of look at him. And I'm going to pick him up to my face. Do you want to stay a mouse?
At hearing that, I'm gonna hop down onto the floor and I'm gonna start like scurrying around, seeing if there are any like openings in the wall around the perimeter of this room.
You look around, and as everyone begins looking around, you see that this is a circular room. And at first you thought that the walls were stone, but as you look closer, it almost looks like this semi-organic shell. Almost something that you would see on the back of a crab, but it's black and this dark gray. It's got these bumps and ridges in it, and each panel sort of overlays it on each other, almost like these massive 5-foot scales that line the walls of the room. You look ahead, and in the center of the room, in a very similarly constructed pillar to what you had just taken the device off of, you see a pillar rises up. And on top of it is a bronze dome. Just this little, maybe 6 inches in diameter, perfect half circle of bronze. And as you look straight ahead past the pillar, you see that these shell-like scales form into what looks like maybe a door or a doorway on the opposite side. What would you all like to do?
So after hearing that description now of the texture of the walls, I'm going to see if not only as I do a perimeter sweep and see if there are any like inlets or openings, I'm actually going to, as my little mouse form, I'm going to actually try to scale the walls and see if there are any other like areas, weak spots.
Okay.
Like, this may take me a minute to do.
I'm going to have you make an investigation check as you're crawling around these walls. As he's doing that, what is everyone else doing?
This object in the center, does it look anything like the previous object? Is there anything coming out of it? Is there an aperture?
There is no aperture. It looks remarkably simple compared to the other devices that you've seen. This one, it looks like there's a cylindrical pillar in the middle of the room made of stone, and just on top of that is just a brass half sphere.
Does it look like it might be magical?
Make an Arcana check.
I want to go up and inspect it, yeah.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Ooh, what is this? That's not a D20. Get out of here.
While he's doing this, is there any iconography around the room? The door has a Mind Flayer face on it. Is there anything like that? That same kind of
you don't
sculpture?
Looking around, you don't see any drawings, carvings, inscriptions.
Okay.
You don't really see anything. Seeker, what was that?
For as much as I like magic, my Arcana is garbage, and it was a 13.
A 13. Looking at it and inspecting it a little bit closer, you see that the half sphere, the dome on top of this thing, is raised up just maybe a quarter of an inch, and it looks like it can be pressed down.
Like a button?
Like a button. You don't see anything magical about it itself, but investigation was there.
Everybody, this thing looks like it's some sort of a mechanism for maybe you can push it and maybe something will move. Or maybe it will call somebody. I don't know.
If I were a Mind Flayer,
yes, what would you do if you were a Mind
I
Flayer?
built my lair below a city in the wall by the ocean, behind a cave of slimes. Just trying to work backward here. And put fear gas within the cave that would also prohibit intrusion. What would I put in my antechamber? A pillar with a button that opens doors? And I just look at the doorway in front of us. Can't be that simple, can it?
I want to go investigate the button.
Okay, I'm going to have you make an investigation check.
19.
19.
Yeah.
You look at it and you discover the same thing that Seeker did, where it's raised up just a little bit, you look inside and you can see a little mechanical device that's covered up by this dome. And you see something that Seeker didn't, which is this minuscule, tiny little hole on the top of this dome. You point it out to anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Thessaly, you look at this, and it looks very similar to the cuffs that were on you in that chamber, that same little hole that the needle came out of.
Well, real quick, DM, if you don't mind, that entire time I do want to say I was looking backwards at the door we came through, and I was sort of keeping guard to see if anything was coming through.
You do not see anything coming through.
Okay.
Guys, there's a little hole, a tiny hole in the center here. I could push and see what happens.
No. Let me take a look at that.
Oh.
Yes, I recognize that. Let's maybe not touch it. Does anyone have any anything that could maybe
I can
identify what this is?
Magic.
You can push things?
Yes.
Oh, you can...
Yes. I'm not
could
saying
try
we should push it, but I can touch it without touching it. You know what I mean?
Real quick, as this is happening, Shreya, what was your investigation check?
That was a 15.
15. As you're crawling all around the walls, you see that there is a very, very slight opening amongst these scales in the wall. Just probably big enough for you to squeeze yourself through. As you go through, you see that these, what look like organic crustacean-like scales form into and mold into a metal wall behind it. Almost unnaturally, that what seems to be an organic material slowly forms into a metal backing wall on the other side.
Ooh.
Being as I'm a being that is fascinated with the different components and textures and materials that make up the earth, I'm gonna graze my mouse hands over the different.
That's right.
The metal.
It feels like cold metal.
Cold metal, and
Yeah.
whereas previously it was like a strange, crusty, membrane barrier of sorts. Okay.
But as you search around and you move your hands around, it does appear to be solid. It doesn't appear that there's any further way through. It just seems that there is this metal wall that strangely on the exterior forms itself into these scales.
Okay. Newfound knowledge. Great. Gonna work my way from the wall and crawl my way back down and rejoin the party, and then in a flourish, just spin around and corkscrew that brief flash of that Micah light, twists and turns me back into my regular form, as you see what you familiarly recognize as Shreya again.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Shreya.
Guys, this is a very strange place.
What did you find?
This room, it seems to be like a cocoon-like chamber almost. As if it's meant to contain or nurture or something unnatural. I've never experienced anything like this type of place.
I'd like to just walk up to the other end. What's on the other end? So it's all the walls are surrounded with these scales and this metal, and there's a pillar in the center with a perceivably a button, and then the other end is a door.
It's a continuation of the scales, but whereas on the walls all around you, it is this, there seems to be no pattern to it. It seems to be random placement of these scales, but in front of you, it does seem to be that there are two identical scales sort of making up what could be a door that could be opened.
I'll put my hand on it and try and just pushing it.
It seems very solid in place.
I guess we try the button. There's nothing else to do.
No, I'll just nod to Thessaly.
Before we try the button, and I just want to look at... So this is a half sphere, and it's similar to the manacles that I was under. It in what other way? As I peer closer, I'm going to take a really good look at it and get my face as close as possible.
Taking a really good look at it, it would not be crazy to assume that by pressing this button,
It
a similar needle pops
receives.
out
Okay.
and does whatever it does.
Okay. Seeker, I think your pushing it without pushing it idea would be best.
That is perfect, because what they don't know is my mage hand has been hovering over it. If I don't know what y'all's passive perception is, but in my pocket, I would have been playing with a D6. It looks like a D6. It is a D6, but it's a dice that's you've seen. And manipulating my mage hand right over the top of it, getting ready to push that button.
Okay. Press down.
I'll move away. If I look at it, I'll move away, far away from this.
If Seeker's there, I'm right next to him.
Is it on top of the pillar currently, this device, or did we take it off? Okay. Then I'm going to...
It doesn't appear to be a device. It seems to be attached to the pillar. Like the pillar itself is the button.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll stay in the door that I wanted to kind of like touch and check out. I'll just stay over there. I'll stay at that door.
Can I get placement for everyone?
Yeah.
Before he pushes down on the button too, I'd also like to playfully sneak up behind everybody and get that Fey crystal to whisper in their ears one more time.
All right. You are able to do so.
Awesome.
And so Steph says that, I'm going to say, yeah, good. And say, I'm just going to start backing up. And I know I can go to about 30 feet, so I'm going to go 30 as far back as I can within
I'm going to go to the other corner just to kind of like the opposite.
kind of
other
eyeing
one, the other
everybody
one.
like, you maybe want to...
The opposite Flynn, yeah.
If I go, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Thessaly.
I'll follow orders.
I'm going to get to the right go to Seeker's right so that he's on my left, and I've got both swords out.
Okay.
I'm going to prepare a javelin as well. I prepared one out from
Okay.
the back of my quiver. I'm going to pick out one of March's javelins, actually.
Okay. And where are you located in the room?
I'm located on the opposite side of Bulma, on that opposite side of the room.
Alec, where are you placing yourself? Or you can stay right where you are.
I'll stay right where I am.
Okay, you will stay right where you are.
And
So just to get a quick layout, in one corner by the door, we've got Flynn, and on the opposite end, we've got Olma, and then by the tunnel that we came in, on the right side, we've got Thessaly and Seeker, and on the other side, we've got Shreya and Kellic.
And I will look around at everybody quickly and say, push goes the button. And I would depress
As you all see the button depress into the pillar, for a brief moment, blink and you'll miss it, you see a needle pop up and come down from the pillar.
Oh, no.
As from behind the scales all around you, you see a flash of red light.
Oh.
And you hear,
Oh, man.
Oh no.
Olma to your left and Thessaly to your right, scales begin to creak and move back, revealing this cylindrical chamber. This yellowish goo begins to drip out as you see a creature inside, strung up as it falls limp onto the ground in front of you. Lynn, you immediately recognize this creature as your attention is taken to your right. On the opposite side, another one of these just opens up. As dropping to the ground, covered in this plasma-like goo, Flynn, you see two hook horrors drop to the ground with a splat, seemingly unconscious. The tops of their heads completely removed. See their brains exposed.
What?
And as you look at their brains, you all see a purple worm-like tadpole begin crawling around its brain.
I don't look at that. I cover my eyes. Thank you very much.
As each of these tadpoles sink their teeth into the brains, the hook horrors spring to life. They look at all of you wide-eyed with milky haze over their eyes. As I'm going to have everyone roll initiative.
These look different than before, guys! What are they?
I don't know.
You have advantage, Olma?
Good, because my first one was a 1.
Kellic, what is your initiative?
21.
21. Okay, Olma, what's your initiative?
20.
Thessaly.
At disadvantage, 11.
Because you still have exhaustion.
Yep.
Okay, Seeker.
Your boy showed up today, 17.
17. Shreya.
I am at 14.
Okay, and Flynn,
So as I assess this area and
what's your initiative?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll get into it.
Oh, sorry. I thought.
Just to give him a number.
I'm sorry. I thought. Okay, we were going in a different direction. Okay.
So yeah, as I'm looking around and assessing this really quick, my knowledge of battle and a heightened awareness and my newfound abilities, I roll a 14 as I'm now able to like use my intelligence to also help my readiness for battle.
What is your dexterity modifier? And Shry, what is your dexterity modifier?
Dex one for me is a +3.
+5.
Okay, so Flynn goes first.
Ow!
Hey, jumpy boy. Sorry.
Okay.
So Dexy. You're so Dexy.
Hey, stop. Don't make me blush.
Okay. First up in the initiative, Kellic, you see these things flop to the ground. They are like limp and have only sprung to life with these tadpoles. What are you going to do?
I thought the hook was supposed to be the horrific part. I will dash, not mechanically, but
You'll run quick.
visibly. I will dash into the center of the room. Am I within 30 feet of everybody from there?
Yeah, I think safe to say you are.
Okay. Well, in that case,
Yeah, almost the furthest from you, and she's 20 feet away.
tremendous. I will take my left hand and run it across my bandaged arm down to where the symbol is in my hand, and I will run my finger across each circle of the symbol, and I will say, "Copere," and that symbol will expand and almost cast a projection of a much larger 3-ring symbol onto the ceiling of this room, and I will cast Beacon of Hope on
Ooh,
every
okay.
member of the party.
Okay.
And so for a minute, every one of y'all has advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saving throws, and regains the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing.
That's awesome.
How long does this last?
It's for a minute.
So
All right.
whole fight,
So, like, a whole
basically.
fight.
That's insane. So like,
Well,
up at
10 rounds.
The shining circles and like
Or no, 6.
Yeah, I mean
It's the 3 rings.
Yeah,
three, yeah.
and they rotate and light. What's the word? Casts down from this. It's almost like I've opened up a skylight into the sun, and light just pours from this 3-ring symbol onto each member of the
That's-
party, and then
That's awesome.
disseminates.
All right.
So
So cool.
advantage on wisdom checks.
Saves or
max amount
Saves.
of healing. Ow. And death saving throws.
Yeah.
Advantage.
Wisdom, death saves, and max healing.
That is awesome. Next up, Olma. As these things are just attempting to get up to their feet, what are you going to do?
Do I have a good angle on the brain tadpole
Um,
from where I am? On
you're
the one
kind of
that's
far
next to
away.
me?
It's only a couple of inches long, so you can't quite see it, and it's sort of dangling at the back of the brain.
Sure.
It would be tough to It would be tougher to target that specifically than the hook horror in general, but you can give it a try.
I want to target the head at least.
Okay,
Like aim for the thing's head.
sure.
But what am I gonna do?
What are you gonna
Kill
do
it.
to the head of it?
Gonna kill it.
I'm going to. Cast. Yeah, burning hands, I guess, actually.
Okay.
So this is at level 3. This is I believe it's a dex saving throw. Yeah, it's a dex saving throw on the hook horror.
Okay.
Tadpole thingy. So maybe they're at disadvantage because they're being maneuvered by a creature in their head. I don't know.
Let's see. We'll find out. A dexterity saving throw, that is going to be a 7.
Fails.
Nice.
Fails. Okay.
So full damage, which is 5d6 at this level.
Wow.
Meow, 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 meow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Always a good moment when the DM just says, "Oh, I didn't know they could do that."
Woohoo! 6, 7, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 17 points of fire damage.
We're team glass cannon +1.
Yeah.
Okay. As these burning hands, as this burning hand spell hits the hook horror, you can see it looks up over at you, just hiding the tadpole, sort of at the angle, but it does take the full force of that burning hands, and it sort of singes the fur on the outside. It sort of singes away at its beak in the front and these bone claws that it has in the front. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm gonna back up
Okay.
towards the door.
Which one did you?
The one
Closer to that,
between you and me. So maybe when it turned its head is now facing you.
Seeker, you can now fully see this tadpole attached to the brain of this hook horror as it is now your turn.
Yeah. So I was shaking, and then this beacon hits the ceiling, and I kind of look at this with the resolve, and I move. I'm gonna move to range. I want to touch it. I want to touch the tadpole.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab my symbol, my holy symbol, like just put my hand over it on my chest, and with my left hand, which is not usually what I do stuff with, I'm going to reach out, and as I'm reaching out, I'm going to say Dikaime, which for those who speak Elvish is decay, and I am going to cast Inflict Wounds, which looks like as my hand is reaching towards, it's like at some point, it's no longer my hand. It's like it's passing through an invisible barrier. And as it goes through, just a skeleton, like a purplish green skeleton is reaching out, and it touches the tadpole. And I have to roll a melee attack.
That's terrifying.
Okay.
Cool.
Spooky skeleton.
Yeah.
That's a natty 20.
The hook horror is completely distracted by Ulma, and you can perfectly go up and easily touch this thing. What is the damage on that? That's going to be big damage.
The
'cause
damage is 3d10.
So that's 30.
Oh.
Oh my god. So that's 30 automatic?
Yeah.
30 automatic.
Wow. Whoa.
And then you roll the.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah.
God.
So 9. 1, 10. And another 9. So 19.
19.
No.
So 49 points of damage. So you touch this thing, and it immediately disintegrates in front of you. But the power doesn't stop there. The disintegration moves on into the brain of the hook horror, and from the top down, you all see the remaining brain and skull and skeleton begin to melt off of its shoulders as its headless form boom, hits the ground.
Whoa.
So I just cast Burning Hands at it, and then all of a sudden, all I can see once the fire fades is this creature falls over, and then there is Seeker. And I just stare at him. Whoa.
And I stare back at you like, whoa.
Was that you?
Was that you?
Was that you?
A little bit.
Completely unfazed by anything that's going on. In its zombie-like state, the other hook horror brings itself to its feet and shuffles over towards Flynn. With each footstep, you can hear the sloshing of this goop in the chamber that it was being held in. This semi-organic fluid as it moves over towards you, and it is going to take 2 swipes at you with its hook attacks.
What again do I get for knowing this, or do I not know what this is because it's being controlled?
You are aware of what this is.
Yeah.
But your
training
advantages are on you attacking the creature,
I didn't know if
not on when the creature is attacking you. And yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it.
What?
What?
Wait, what? What?
That first attack is going to be 18 to hit.
That misses as I raise up my shield.
Okay. The next one Ooh, that is a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. As the hook swings around, it is going to do 13 points of piercing damage.
Ooh. 13, okay. Ready myself.
Okay. As you get to respond. Flynn, you're up next.
Hey.
So on attacks against this creature, because you have fought them once before, you get a +2 to hit, as well as on your damage.
Awesome. I also want to know,
Cracked.
do I see... You said there's tadpoles. Do I notice this? And also, I'm assuming that I'm looking at this hook card, and it looks different from when I've fought them before. Am I able to ascertain that this thing on its head is controlling it, or the reason that it's... Because we saw them come out unconscious.
You have seen the tadpole latch onto
and
it.
do something to
Yeah,
it.
it's reasonable to
Would I
assume
be able
that
to
that's what it's
target
doing.
that and try and attack that thing on its
Yeah,
head?
like with Olma, it's going to be more difficult to specifically attack that, but you definitely can.
Yeah, I'm going to try and poke at it and try and stab it and almost skewer
Okay,
it.
then with that, you do not get the +2 advantage
Okay.
because you are not specifically attacking
That's fine.
the hook horror creature.
That's fine.
So, yeah, go for it. Make
All
your
right,
attack.
okay.
rolls. Come on!
No way! Are you serious? Yeah, baby! There it is. Oh my god.
Like, I was gonna be mean to you, but
That, to
then
me,
It's hard when we roll in these twats.
So I go to skewer it. I'm hoping that we'll see what happens, but I'll roll my damage. So that is it's
the
a
dice do
D6.
giveth and taketh, though.
So it's with the short sword, it's a D6 and then +8. So that's
Okay, so
a total
automatically that's
12.
Did we overdo?
Right?
D6 plus
So
8.
14.
14 plus.
And then I roll another D6. So another 3, so 15.
14 plus 3.
Sorry,
17.
I'm thinking of something else. Okay.
17 points of
Okay.
damage against this creature as you skewer your sword up and completely dissect this thing.
Yeah.
As both halves of it fall to the ground,
Yeah.
the hook horror falls limp as its brain sort of in a puddle sort of drips out of its head.
I'll kind of back up as it falls
Onto the ground.
Gross. And I'll look around for another target, another enemy, or do I see anything?
You do not see them.
I will run to where they came from, that little hole, the one I attacked. I will kind of run up to where it was coming from,
Okay.
and I will see if there's anything coming out from that hole.
You see a cylindrical metal chamber
Uh-huh.
with these black rubber tubes coming out from different sides. And as you look down at the hook horror body, you can now see openings in its flesh where these tubes were
So
inserted.
It seems like this was like its cage. It doesn't seem like it's leading somewhere.
It seems to be some sort of
Okay.
cage. Yes. And with that, we are out of initiative as now you have two dead hook horrors and a single bisected Mind Flayer tadpole
I'll
on the
look
ground.
over to the other one. Do I see a tadpole on the ground?
It was completely
It was
disintegrated.
disintegrated? Okay, and then I'll look to the door that I was checking out earlier. Is it open? Did it do anything when we press the button?
can I go and I want to walk over to the dissected tadpole
Okay.
and I want to pick it up.
Okay. It is slimy and gross, and as you pick it up, it sort of feels somewhat gelatinous and somewhat solidified.
Careful.
I'm gonna carry it over to the center.
Okay.
Bleh, 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 bleh. And then I'm gonna like put it in where the little hole is for the needle to come out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take my hand, like I'm gonna hold it on the edges away from that circle where the hole is, and then I'm gonna push down.
Okay. And as it does, you hear a little needle stick up into the tadpole as the light from underneath the scales bursts yellow.
Ah!
And the scales in front of you begin to separate and move with this cracking increasing, opening up to what looks like an elevator in front of you.
Yeah.
Hey guys!
Very innovative, Olma.
Should we keep this, do you think? There might be more.
Looking up from what just happened. I don't know. It was attached to this thing. Are we sure it's dead?
It's a half a thing.
Where's the other one?
Gone.
Seeker sort of took it out of commission.
Okay.
Me and Olma.
True.
So as I had readied a javelin for this previous fight before it got to my turn, and it's still raised above my head. And as I look over at the morsel, I say,
Does it look appetizing?
No, Shreya.
Really don't recommend you eat this, Shreya.
and as I take the javelin down below my head and I look at it with the insignia that March had crafted on it being one of hers, I say to myself, just reveling in how quickly we dispatched those enemies and that door opened, I just shake my head side to side.
March, if only you could see us now.
As I put the javelin back in the quiver and stride forward behind the rest of the party.
As I look up from the Hokor and the door open and seeing Shreya, I'll look up to the symbol that I'm assuming is now fading, that was up lighting us on the ground. I'll look up as it fades and kind of just look at Kellic and kind of just briefly just squint my eyes a little bit. And then look towards the... All right, should we get moving?
I just raise my eyebrows innocently. Alma. Give that here.
This thing? You want this?
Yeah.
That's probably for the best.
Like, gross fucking...
It's really, yeah.
There you go.
I'm just gonna take it and I'm just gonna wrap it up in a rag.
We might need it.
We might need... We very well may. But...
Should we get the other half?
No, I think this is alright.
Yeah?
And I'm just going to...
Don't disintegrate this one. I
What-
turned to
what?
Seeker.
What? I didn't mean to. It just... I wanted it
I'm
dead.
just saying.
With a light...
You saw what it did. Des. You... Sorry.
I'm just gonna, with a light tap on this creature, Quietus, and I'm gonna cast General Repose on it to prevent it from decaying.
Huh.
Ah.
Good
Oh,
move.
that's a cool idea. Nice.
Blood will
Yes.
prove useful for days to come.
And the Hokors, they're bisected, yeah, as well?
Just the tadpole that
Just the
Flint
tad-
had attacked.
Just... Des.
Hmm?
You seemed a little slow to the punch there, so hold on. And I'm going to just grab your forearm and just give a little vigilant blessing. So it's just a small purple pulse. You're very familiar with this. A cool energy that gives you an advantage on your next initiative roll.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
I sort of roll my shoulders out of your grasp and I give you a brisk thank you. And I'm going to go check the tunnel that Flynn was just looking down.
Don't be such a baby.
There was no tunnel.
It was like a tube, you said?
It's just like a
Did it
cylindrical
close?
tube that looks like it was perfectly encapsulated, almost like a
It's like a
cocoon.
sarcophagus.
like a
Yeah.
cocoon.
Yeah,
But you said
for
like
this.
tubes were coming out of it and you could see where they had sunk into the Hokor's skin or whatever?
Yes, and it appears once the doors to this opened, and the Hokor fell out, some of those tubes like disconnected from it as it fell.
I want to look at that and then I want to look at the button in the room. And I'm not the smartest. I'm not. But I want to see if I can try to draw a connection between the blood that they seem to want to be taking from people either through the manacles or these devices that they have and these tube things that seem to be this thing that seems to be organic around us as well.
In what way? I don't think I quite understand what you're
Like,
getting at.
are they taking... I'm trying to figure out if they're taking biology, for lack of a better word, from things to make new things, if that's what these are.
Gotcha. In this room, there doesn't appear to be too much evidence of that.
Okay.
Looking at this, it appears that the chamber that the Hokor was in was purely to sustain it in some sort of living or undead form.
Sure.
Purely to keep the flesh alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Okay. Are you all piling into this elevator?
Yeah.
Okay. It is
Yes.
small enough for all of you to just fit in. But as you all step into this much smaller area, you look and down on the ground, the floor itself is like this metal grate. So you can see that there's an area that sort of drops through, and the walls, as you look around, are the same bumpy, dark gray, sort of textured, almost metallic, but somewhat organic walls. And you look off to the right, and you see another copper dome on the wall there.
Alex?
Another. Oh, it's the same. Okay. Yeah.
But instead of being it on the top of the pillar, there's one on the wall itself.
If I look in, does it have the same little needly pointy?
It does.
How do they prevent themselves from bleeding out? And I'll take out the thing and I'll try to do what Olma did with this tadpole.
Okay.
Poke it on the thing.
As you do, you can feel the needle in and out as these doors, semi-organic, semi-metal, close in front of you. You are all now trapped in this elevator.
It's like a key.
All in the elevator, like, bunched?
Yes.
Okay.
The elevator moving?
As you feel after a second, feel a mechanical click, and you all begin to slowly move down, descending further and further down.
Can you move your armor? It is in my ribs again.
I'll try. That's my foot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Everyone just stand still. Take a deep breath. That's right. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna go talk to some mind flayers. And they're not gonna put tadpoles in our brains.
What could go wrong with this
Why would
plan?
you say that?
We're just facing this head on.
Moving further and further down.
And how far does this go down? Oh, do you think it goes just as far as the lighthouse goes down? And then that's where the trains reach? Then why did they have to take a ship if the trains reach there? That doesn't make any sense.
Down
I guess
where?
never mind.
What are you talking about?
At the
Into a-
lighthouse.
At the lighthouse? Oh, you didn't go.
He was up top.
Yeah, the lighthouse, there's like a thing, it goes really low, but you went up.
What is it? Oh, under the ground. Oh,
Oh,
no.
underground.
Wait,
I'm very glad I did not go there with you. That
Yeah.
sounds terrifying.
Wasn't there something shaking down there? Are we going to see that again, or whatever that was?
Well, there was like a cart.
There
of
was a
some
cart.
sort.
But it did not have a mind flayer in it.
That we
I
know.
checked for that.
That we know of.
Oh, you
no,
checked?
I checked for that.
Oh.
I can say with certainty.
Okay.
I'll get down so my head's kind of close to the ground. You said there's a metal grate that you can see through.
Yeah, there's a metal grate that you can
Could
sort of see through.
I look down and see if I can see down to where it leads and see any light at the bottom to kind of gauge how far it goes down or where we're going?
Looking through it, it actually appears that the metal grate is just sort of like a covering for the floor. So it just makes it so that standing is just sort of a little bit uncomfortable for you, but there is another I'd say there's the metal grate, and then there's about 6 inches of open space before another metal sheet, and you cannot see down below
Can't
that.
see down below. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I once you realizing that, I won't go all the way down. I'll just be like,
Also, the lower we go, the more visibly shaken. And I lift the staff to my forehead.
Yes, give me strength, please. Please. Yes, I need you right now.
And as I'm shaking, if anyone around me has any exposed skin, my feathers are lightly pattering those areas of exposed skin as I'm shaking.
At this point, you all have been descending for about 15 minutes.
Wow.
wow.
As all of you growing impatient, sudden here. As you look up above to the door that you had entered, you see, looks like eyelids open up to reveal this inky black eyeball.
Oh! From where?
What?
The
Why?
just above the door that you had entered in this elevator.
So
from.
the door, the
It's
elevator that we're in
moving
now,
with us.
it's moving with
Yes,
us.
it's just above, yes, that bit.
Oh, it's going with us. Oh, gross.
And so as you're in this cart descending, on the front wall you see just above the door this eyeball. And from it, a red beam of light shoots out, splits, moves out, creating this blanket of light that then moves down over all of you.
Oh, no.
Hello?
As soon as it hits the ground, the light shoots back up, the beam recedes and back into the eye, the eyelids close.
I think They know we're coming.
Should I have said it in a different language? Hello, I say in
What is
undercommon.
everyone's passive perception?
15.
19.
13.
16.
19.
That's so fast. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry, 17.
What is it? What do you need?
Passive perception.
16.
16. Okay. Anyone with a 17 or higher
Yo.
Bloop.
would notice this. Who does not have either a 17 or higher?
Oma.
Oma, Thessaly, Flynn. That's it. Okay. All of you. Take.
What?
Just take? We don't get to do anything?
But
It supersedes any of our abilities to fight it off.
6 points of acid damage
Oh.
as you feel from the metal grate below this black sludge begin to move up and sear away at your feet.
I'm going to
everyone who
use
has
absorb elements
Okay.
at level 1.
Okay. Everyone who has a 17 or higher gets one quick reaction before we get into this. So what are you doing if you have a 17 or higher passive perception? 6 points of acid damage.
Yeah, can I use absorb elements for this?
Yes, you are able to.
Did you
I
cast
didn't.
Burning
no,
Hands?
I didn't roll for wild magic, thank
Okay.
you. So I'll roll twice the next time.
Yeah.
But this is my
yeah.
next spell, so.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I used a reaction, so I'm only taking 3 points, and then also I'm going to roll for wild magic twice. Do you know where I'm at?
This is going to be you have to beat a 4, and then we'll do beat a 5.
9.
Okay, good.
6.
Okay, now you have to beat a 6.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so Oma uses absorb elements.
How tall is this elevator?
It is 8 feet tall.
Does it? You said it's got the scaly kind of.
It's this elevator does not have the massive scales, but the texture is the same sort of dark gray, bumpy, sort of almost organic feel.
So I'm gonna grab 2 daggers really quickly, and I'm gonna jump up and stab them into the side of the elevator, and try and get off the ground as it's coming up.
Okay, make an acrobatics check for me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have it at advantage.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good because that was a 1, and then that's a 17 plus. That's a 20. Dirty
Okay,
20.
you are able to stick both of your daggers into the sides, and you're able to hold on there just for a moment.
Cool.
Anyone else who has a 17 or higher?
I feel like I'm going to regret this.
Do it.
I'm gonna just drop my shield down onto the ground and step up on top of my shield.
What'd you smile?
That is what Kellic does. Shreya, what are you doing?
So you see the silver burst again as I spin my staff, as I whip around, and you're gonna have to tell me if I can do this or not, because
Almost always.
Almost always.
Nearly every time you cast it.
So I'm gonna do a wild shape, right?
Okay.
There was a creature that almost killed me not too long ago that caused a poison to spread through my veins.
Yes.
Right. So I have a desire not to form into that massively superpowered beast, but a version of that.
Gotcha.
A challenge rating of, 4 or lower creature that might be in that same family.
Unfortunately, as per the parameters of wild shape, you can
Yes.
only wild shape into a creature classified as a beast.
As a beast.
That
Was that
creature's
not a beast?
classification is not a beast.
It was not a beast.
No.
Okay. What was it, just out of curiosity?
Construct.
Construct.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, because it was
Then, okay, so in my memories, seeing that I have an association of it from how I perceived it, I'm going to transform into a crab, a giant crab.
A giant crab?
Yeah, or not giant. I
Because
think.
a giant crab would fill the entire.
Okay, no, not giant. Medium.
Okay.
Sized crab.
Medium-sized crab.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Dog size.
Which is coming mostly from my perception of the construct, because that's how I perceived it,
Yeah,
and not
for sure.
necessarily that it was that.
Gotcha.
Or is that.
Okay. And are you sticking to the wall? Are you dropping down to the ground?
Yes, I'm and as I'm doing that, I'm leaping and digging my pinchers into the wall and tilting my crab eyes up to look at the oncoming attack.
Okay. As this black pudding raises up from the grate in the floor, I'm going to have everyone roll initiative.
Black pudding. Yeah.
No,
What do we
I get
do?
advantage?
You get advantage, which actually is just a straight roll. Because you have advantage and then you have
And
disadvantage.
then I have disadvantage. Yep.
That's
So it's
why
just
I
a
did
straight
it.
roll.
But that's better. That's still better.
Okay, Kellic, what's your initiative?
Natural 20 for a 22.
Oma,
16.
Thessaly,
19.
for Thessaly, Seeker,
Natural 1 for a 4?
Hammer,
Oh.
Shreya,
9.
Glenn.
16. I have a dex of 5.
Oma, what's your dex?
+3.
Okay, Flynn comes first. Okay, Kellic, you are first in the initiative. What are you doing? As you are standing on your shield, you can hear the shield beginning to bubble and sear.
No.
You are safe for the moment, but what are you doing?
Rolling high on initiative as a cleric is what I'm doing.
Real quick, everyone who took that, okay, Olma took 3 points of damage, right?
Correct.
And then who else took 6 points?
I did 6.
I did.
Thessaly took 6 points, and Flynn took 6 points. Thank you.
Keeping track of our...
What you keeping track of over there?
Don't even
Keeping track of our
worry
HP.
about it.
When
So
the DM
sassy.
starts
Flynn's
the
taking the most
session by-
damage, so I'm coming after
Hey,
him
I don't
first.
know about
When
that.
the DM asks you how much HP you have at the beginning of the session.
We got any
Can-
potions of healing?
Can I see where this thing is coming from, or does it appear to be coming from the entirety of the floor?
The entirety of the floor.
Okay.
It appears that from what Flynn saw, there is a small little holding chamber
Yeah.
there that seems to have been flooded with the black pudding, and it is now raising up through the grates in the ground.
I'm going to channel divinity. Try to I'm going to use Path to the Grave on this pudding.
Okay.
And you can't really see because we're in such tight quarters, but the edges of this thing are covered in these little embers that are like putting pressure on it to expose its vulnerabilities. And the next attack that hits will do double damage. It'll be vulnerable to the next attack that lands.
Okay. Awesome.
And yeah, I guess that's my turn. That's my action. Okay. Yep. That's it.
Thessaly, what are you doing?
Okay, where is Olma in vicinity to me in the elevator?
She
Where
is
were you?
Directly next to you, right here, right now.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna reach out and say, Olma, go fast. And I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast haste.
Okay.
Which I'm gonna read what that does. This is gonna be fun. Okay. So you get a +2 to your AC, you have advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you get an additional action on each of your turns, which
Let's
can
go.
involve dash, disengage, hide, or use an object, but you cannot make an extra attack.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm sorry.
Yes, and it lasts
sorry.
1 minute, and it's concentration, so I will have to make checks for
Okay.
it.
So, +2 to my AC.
+2 to your AC.
Okay, so I have an AC of 16 temporarily. Or 18 temporarily, okay?
You get an extra action every
okay.
turn.
Okay, cool.
But it can't be an extra attack.
Well, that saves me a key point, so thank you.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, is that Thessaly's turn?
And that's my bonus action.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
That's my bonus action.
Okay.
And wait, I think is that right?
That's a
no,
bonus
That's a full
action?
action. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's for my bonus action, if the DM will allow me, I'm looking at the pudding, And I'm thinking we're in a very dark place, and maybe if I can take my bonus action, if you'll allow me, to see if maybe this thing would not like natural light very much.
How are you deciding that?
I'm gonna get real close and smell it. I don't know. I'm gonna get my face closer to it and see what's going on.
With the light that is currently being produced in this with Olma's torch and Kellic, is your light still up?
Yeah.
It does not seem to be
affected by that. Okay.
By that.
Okay, and then if I can just use my bonus action, I'm gonna offer to like hold my hand, like cut both of my hands together to give Olma a foothold in case she wants to go up.
Okay.
And just be prepared.
How very kind of you.
Yup.
Okay. Flynn, what are you doing?
I look down at my feet. What? So there's this like goo.
Yeah, it's this black
forming?
sludge raising up, and it is still filling the room that you are in.
Does it look like it's something I can attack, or does it look like water basically rising up? And
It looks like thick sludge.
Yeah, I'll just try and get out of it. Well, how there was an eye that scanned us. How far away is the eye? Like how high up is the?
The room is 8 feet tall, so it's about 7 feet up.
Could I use Seeker hanging on the wall to get up and I want to attack the eye. I want to try and stab the eye.
Okay.
And see if that turns something off.
Okay. Make an acrobatics check.
Surely.
Climbing on me?
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. You said an acrobatics. A lot. 28.
28. Seeker, you barely even notice anything as Flynn bounds off of you. Jumps up, and I'm going to have you make an attack roll.
I'm going to attack the eye.
You are flying through the air.
Yeah, 28.
Okay. Okay. Roll damage.
27, sorry. Is that it?
Roll damage, yeah.
Okay. This right here. 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay. As you slash through this thing, and almost like...
Good. Something happens, guys. Something happens.
And as you slash across this thing, the eye itself almost pops as blood begins to just gush from this now open wound in the wall.
Okay. Down to the ground, does it seem to...
The black pudding is still rising up.
Does the eye seem to be moving? Is it still alive?
No, you have from what you've seen, you have fully demolished whatever eye was there.
Morning eyes exploding.
So it's still rising?
Yeah.
Am I still hanging on Seeker?
No, you would have had to jump onto Seeker and then jumped off in order to swing it midair.
Did I land back into the goo?
Yeah, you are going to. Yeah.
Am I like midair right now?
You are midair.
Could I try some cool move where I kick off the wall and try and grab onto Seeker before I land under the goo? Just reach out and grab
Make another acrobatics check.
You got it. Sorry, Seeker.
I like it. I don't know.
You're very helpful.
I'm so strong.
Hey, that was cool. Okay, so I got a 1 and then a total of 20.
Okay.
Does a total of 20 work?
A total of 20.
So
Yeah, you are just
first.
able to grab onto Seeker's back.
So like I reach out to grab and like my hand starts like I grab onto your cloak and it starts slipping and I quickly reach my other hand up and grab as I roll a 20 to hold on. Seeker!
Okay. Olma,
Don't let
what
go!
do you do?
I feel. Do I know what you did to me? Do I know that she's that
You are
that
aware of
Thessaly
the
has
effects,
given
yes.
me? Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to look up at them and use their their hands as a way of leaping up into the ceiling. Is there an armhole? There are all these shells, right? So like it's not like it's a solid piece of metal like that I can't hold on to. Can I reach up and grab a?
Yeah. You make an acrobatics check.
Maybe with advantage because because I'm helping.
This bit of it, no.
I tried. I had to ask.
12?
A 12, you are just able to leap up and grab on. You feel yourself beginning to slip, so you might only have a couple of moments here. But for the moment, you're attached to the ceiling.
Okay. And that was my first action.
Okay.
Was gripping on. And I'm going to, start to like wobble as I'm like trying to balance myself. And thanks, Thessaly. And I'm gonna like push my hand down and start to make a triangle with it. And like grunt and cast Scorching Ray at 2nd level.
Okay.
Towards the ooze.
Okay. Is that an attack roll on your end?
It is. It's 3 attack rolls. I believe because it's make a ranged spell attack for each ray. So there's 3
I'm going
rays.
to say that you are casting towards the ground. It is not going to be difficult to hit this thing. I'm going to say it auto hit.
Because it's the whole floor.
It is the whole floor.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Cool.
So I need to do wild magic.
Yes.
It hit.
Let's roll the damage of the Scorching Rays first.
It's vulnerable to this damage because of Path to the Grave.
Oh, this is the first hit on it.
Yeah.
So is it the first, or is it all 3 scorch? Is it?
I imagine it's the first
The first
one.
hit is
it's the
vulnerable
first
and
thing
then-
to hit it.
Okay.
So I
And then it
assume
goes
would
away,
be
it's
the-
not-
Yeah, it's only the
Or does it stay vulnerable to fire for?
as written. The next time you or an ally of yours hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all of that attack's damage, and then the curse ends.
Is there?
The first
It's
one?
all of that attack's damage, but
This is
that
my.
attack that hits
That
it
attack.
It's,
So
and
it's
I
just,
would have to cast, and I do have to do a spell attack for each.
for each one. So it's
okay,
one,
so it's just
one
the first
of the
one.
rays.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's
Still
extra
more
damage.
damage.
Okay,
yeah.
it's vulnerable to this. So roll that damage.
Okay, so the first one. 5.
So that is 10 points.
Nice.
Does it?
Second.
Sorry, I'm just curious. Like the Path of the Great, does it look like anything, or is it just like?
That's the embers that are forming around it are like peeling away at it to expose its
to
like
make it
internal.
vulnerable. Got you.
That's
Yeah.
cool. So there's
Second ray?
embers.
Was that?
This one there's embers.
Yes.
Interesting.
Second ray is 9.
Okay.
Third ray is 8.
Get them.
Nice. That's good.
Okay. Awesome. In total, 27 points of damage. Okay.
Wild magic.
Wild magic. You have to beat a 6.
8.
Okay.
Hey.
We are in a small box together.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Next up, the black pudding continues to raise up into the room. Let's see, who is touching the ground? Kellic is, Ulma is not, Thessaly is, Seeker is not, Shreya is not, Flynn is not. So,
Heyo.
Thessaly and Kellic.
I'm on my shield. Am I technically touching the ground?
Start pouring. Oh.
Right, okay, you are not going to take any damage.
Oh no.
Super fun for me.
Not worth. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a terrible idea.
Own it.
Okay.
I own my choices.
Yeah.
What are your shield's capability? What AC buff does
It is
it
a
give?
regular shield is +2 to AC.
+2. That is reduced to a +1
Okay.
as it begins eating away at the shield.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
So you start feeling it like coming apart or something, or would he know that?
You can feel it start to break down.
So it's
That's good that you know. Just destroying it.
Okay. Thessaly, you are going to be taking automatically, just because you are
Yeah.
stepping in it.
Uh-huh.
That's not that bad. 11 points of acid damage.
That's not that bad.
There go my
no.
temporary hit points.
What's bad then?
Well, that's good. You have temporary. You have temporary. That's good.
I just kind of like my shoulder twitches and I just like bite into my lip and like a little trickle of blood comes from my mouth as I just take the damage.
Oh.
Are you wearing any non-magical armor?
Like at all, like on me.
Yes. Do you have non-magical armor equipped onto your person that you are currently using? Or is I believe everything that you have is magical.
Everything I have is magical right now. Yes.
Okay. Now that that damage is done, it is going to take a pseudopod attack against Kellic.
oh man.
It has arms?
Yeah, as a little bit of it swings up and swipes at Kellic. That is going to be a 14 to hit.
So am I what's my AC right now? Am I down?
You do not have the shield currently.
So I'm just without shield altogether.
Without shield, yes.
It hits.
That hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I intercept some of that damage if it's swinging upwards and it's physically moving to hit him?
You would be able to.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll reach out and intercept that with the longsword. It'll reduce it by 11 total, whatever it is.
Same.
So do you take that 11 or is
No,
it just?
it's just intercept. So what happens is I sort of
Oh, gotcha.
it's an interception fighting style.
You intercept
feature.
11 points of that?
Yes.
Okay, so Kellic, you take 4 points of acid damage.
God.
Yeah.
wow.
So you just see the longsword like clang in front of you and take most of the acid, but some of it probably sprays up.
Okay.
All right.
Next up, Shreya.
All right, so I did find out that a giant crab is actually a medium beast. So that's what I'd like to use for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
I guess if it's a giant
crab.
it's not that giant.
Crabs aren't, yeah.
They're not huge. So basically, what I'm going to do is I am going to continue to like use my claws to put enough distance in between myself and the rising ooze so that I can stay slightly ahead of it as it works its way up the room. And then I look down, realize that it's starting to harm my friends, and I'm going to get down to the edge of it, and I'm going to extend my claws and do 2 claw attacks into it.
Okay.
I'm gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna like gnash my claws and make this attack.
Okay. Because it is the entire floor, auto hit. So
Great.
just roll your damage. And what type of damage is that?
This is interesting. It's a claw attack, but it says bludgeoning damage, which is interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, let me go ahead and roll.
Lots of
damage.
crustaceans recently.
Yeah.
Theme.
Okay.
Is that really the subplot?
So
He's consumed his nightmares. He's become his nightmares.
so one claw attack does 6 points of bludgeoning, and the other does 3.
6 and 3, so that's 9 in total. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yes, but I would like to end my turn using movement to like put enough distance between myself and it, still plunging my claws into the wall and hanging from that part of the wall.
Okay, Seeker.
I'm gonna just kind of look over my shoulder and say, Flynn, hold on.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and shift myself over into one of my daggers and kind of like holding with 2 hands and my legs splayed to kind of make like a tripod kind of thing. And I'm going to take one hand off and reach into my pack and pull out a obsidian dagger and like a ceremonial type dagger, smaller than my dagger that I'm holding onto, and just kind of reach it up to my hand that is holding the other and try and like slice my hand just a little bit, but it doesn't make any blood. And I'm just going to say, Aye Maria. And a sacred flame is going to emanate from where blood should have come out, like a purplish glass flame. Just kind of it just kind of comes out and then just drops onto this purple or this black pudding and does damage. It has to make a dexterity save, a DC 15.
Okay, it has nowhere to move.
Yeah.
So it is just an auto hit.
Cool.
Roll the damage.
So I get to do 2d8. 14.
Woo!
14 points of
Oh, and
damage.
that's radiant.
14 points of radiant damage. Okay. All right, is that the end of your turn?
I will reposition my hand so I'm on both daggers,
Okay.
so I'm more secure.
All right.
And that will be it.
Sounds good. Kellic, beginning of your turn. What are you doing?
Okay. If I look up above me, does there appear... I'm going to look for a place where I can stab my sickle, like hook my sickle into the chitinous ceiling.
Okay.
Does there appear to be anywhere I can do that?
You can see a spot that you might be able to do it.
Okay.
You're gonna have to just take a chance. If you want to see.
I'm going to do that, and in the same motion, try to scoop up my shield with my toe. Use my foot to bring my toe up with me to jump.
Okay. I'm going to say that is your action.
Okay.
That is, your movement and your action.
Okay.
Make an acrobatics check for me.
It's an 11.
An 11. Okay. I am going to let you choose which action you are concentrating more on doing.
I'm going to concentrate more on keeping the shield.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you flip the shield up into your possession.
Yeah.
As the black pudding recedes from it, you are currently standing in the black pudding.
Okay.
Gross.
Well, in that case, bonus action.
Nice.
Yeah.
Interficiam in Cormeum. Vengefully. I cast Spiritual Weapon at 4th level.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing with that.
Go for it.
Oh my god.
It automatically hits.
Oh, it automatically hits. Right, of course.
Yes.
Perfect.
Roll that damage.
Okay. 15 force damage as this embering gate opens up and this long silver dagger flies through to slash through this pudding.
Okay. As this is your first time entering the space of the black pudding,
Okay.
you are going to take 8 points of acid damage. Next up, Thessaly. What are you doing?
Okay. So first off, I rolled. I rolled a concentration check. I rolled a concentration check on my spell because I took damage from the black pudding, and I got an 8. So haste is gone.
Haste is gone.
Sorry, Olma.
It's okay.
Do I think that the black pudding is a creature?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to bring both of my hands to my chest. My eyes are going to glow, and the same kind of like silvery diamond-esque glow is going to emit from my chest, and I'm going to use one of my channel divinities to cast Abjure Enemy to try and keep it from moving any further. So what that does is it has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, okay.
Beat a 17, please.
Ooh.
Maybe not.
That is a 12 minus 2, so that's a 10.
Woo! Okay, so it fails. On a failure, the creature is frightened, and its speed is reduced to 0. It cannot benefit from any bonuses to speed for a minute or until it takes damage. So as I'm going to yell something in a second. On a success, the creature's speed is halved. Okay, that doesn't matter. So yeah, it can't move any further closer to us, and it's frightened of us.
Okay.
It's frightened of me.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna yell out, "No one hit it!"
Oh.
Okay, Flynn, the black pudding no longer is rising up, but it is still like filling the floor.
As I move to attack it, I hear this, and I won't attack. I will just, man.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna use my movement to shimmy up Seeker and try and get from the bottom of his paint to like get up to his shoulders to get a little bit farther away. Hi.
Hello.
You can have the sword if you just let me stay here.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Wait. You can just take it.
And that's my turn.
Okay.
Even in combat.
Oma.
I was just told not to hit it, so I'm gonna rearrange myself and like reposition because I was starting to slip. I'm just gonna spend my action repositioning myself so that I can get a better hold on where I am.
Okay.
Are there adverse effects to haste when it ends?
There are.
Oh, yep.
There are. So I didn't want to. Really
But it's like coming down?
Yeah.
It is a lot like
Because
coming
it's
down.
down,
Give me one.
Where are you? You're hanging.
I'm hanging.
Okay.
From
You're up.
something
You're
on the
up
wall.
there. So.
Yeah.
I really thought it would last longer.
Mhm.
Okay, so when the spell ends, the target can't move or take actions, and a wave of lethargy sweeps over it.
Okay, Olma, I'm going to have, because you are currently actively hanging, I'm going to have you make an athletics check.
Wow. Yeah. Is that at disadvantage? I mean, I'm just being honest.
No, that's fair.
I'm going to say yes because it's
It's a
It's a
check,
come
not a
down, yeah.
savings throw.
it's an athletics check.
It's a check.
Yes.
Okay.
Crit fail.
Oma, you feel your grip begin to your forearms cramp up and you let go. You drop down into the black pudding.
And I have no actions. I have
you have
nothing.
no actions.
Yeah.
Could I?
Next up is the turn of the black pudding.
Do you take the damage? Do you take damage?
He's going to right now because of the black pudding.
Okay.
Kellic, Olma, and Thessaly
Yeah.
all take.
Whoa.
And this thing
Well,
sucks.
we're not attacking it, so maybe it'll start going down now, so we might be okay.
I just.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah.
We don't plan for it to.
That's the game, man.
It's the game.
You all take 17 points of acid damage. Olma, Thessaly, and Kellic.
Since it's a new turn, could I, instead of intercepting, could I have tried to catch her, seeing what happened, knowing I would feel my spell end?
I'm going to say yes, but the DC is going to be very high.
Sure, that's fair. Sure, that's totally fair. With dexterity? Maybe?
Yes.
Okay. At disadvantage, yeah.
Big money, big money.
It was a natural 3, so I'm not even going to do that.
So Olma, you
man.
splash into the black pudding, taking 17 points of acid damage, and that is where we're going to end this episode.
What a downer.
We are going to call it right there. Thank you all so much for listening, and we can't wait to see you all again next week. Bye, nerds.
Bye, nerds.
Bye, nerds.
What's up, nerds? That was pretty fun, wasn't it? If you're having fun, you should like, subscribe, join us on all the platforms, and sometimes give us a review. That'd be awesome. Later, nerds.